Ask before you app.
Hi, I'm Andrea Bennett, Executive Director of the California Educational Technology Professionals Association. CETPA is proud to work with Common Sense Education and our legal advisors, Fagen Friedman Fulfrost, to produce this short video that will provide guidelines for today's educators to help integrate educational apps and online tools safely, responsibly, and effectively in service of student learning. Up and down the state, throughout the nation, indeed across the globe, we're watching technology amplify instruction. It can create connections, provide access, support learning with 24-hour information and resources, and it can help to enhance learning for all students. We know that educators want to keep a responsible eye on privacy questions and concerns as tools are added. CETPA and Common Sense Education are pleased to have Gretchen Shipley, a member of CETPA's legal advisory team, here to present 5 key tips to help everyone use apps safely.
It's important to know the policies that have been established by your school district prior to incorporating an app or a website into your curriculum and instruction. We recommend that you review these policies, such as a staff acceptable use policy, a policy on people records, or even a social media policy if the app or the website has a social media component. While it's easy to simply hit I accept when using an app or a website in the classroom, it's important that you actually read those terms and conditions. You're accepting those terms on behalf of your employer. Key considerations to look for is whether the app or the website collects data from students under the age of 13. If so, you may need to make those terms and conditions available to the parents to review. It's also important to know whether or not the terms and conditions say that they sell the data that they collect from students under the age of 13. If so, you need to give the students the opportunity to opt out of that technology. Finally, it's also important to see if social media is being utilized as a part of the app or the website. If so, you may be required to have a public hearing prior to implementing the technology in the classroom. If you're unsure about any of the terms or conditions, we strongly recommend you check with your supervisor before proceeding and incorporating it into the classroom. Before incorporating an app or a website into the classroom, it's important that you consider whether or not all the students in your class will have equal access to that technology. For example, do you have students in your classroom that have special needs that may require modifications or a consultation with their IEP team in order to access the technology? Or do you have a bring your own device program where students in the classroom need to make sure that they can all equally access the app or the website? And finally, is there a homework or a take-home component to the app or the website that would require students to have equal access at home to a necessary device or connectivity in order to utilize the technology? As previously mentioned, if the app or the website is collecting data from students under the age of 13 and selling it, or if there's a social media component, it's likely that parental notice and consent is required. Even if it's not legally required, your school district may want you to obtain parental consent before proceeding. Therefore, it's important to evaluate these features, even if the website or app does not explicitly say parental consent required. Finally, as we incorporate apps and websites into the classroom, it's important that we remember to be responsible digital citizens and share these good habits with our students. We recommend that you familiarize yourself with your student acceptable use policy and your bullying reporting protocol. We also recommend that you know which students in your class have requested to have their image not put online. Last, please be mindful of how you conduct yourself online, especially when communicating with students. We recognize there are vast educational resources and apps and websites. We just want you to be mindful of these key tips as you incorporate them into your educational program.
We hope you will consider these 5 key points as you integrate tech tools. Technology is touching all areas of education operations. From purchasing and contract provisions to curriculum and codes of conduct, technology must be examined and integrated with careful consideration of all appropriate school district functions. Tech tools are just that. They're tools to enhance learning. Remember to set clear goals, agree to the purpose of the technology, communicate with the appropriate people, and then consider the implications for your entire organization when you add these tools. Thank you for watching.
It's prudent for districts to carefully consider both the processes and protocols for reviewing and adding these dynamic tools to their classrooms. Help today's educators embrace responsible use by making the review process clear and easy to understand. Consider asking the district's curriculum committee or an EdTech committee to periodically review the available tools and make a list of pre-approved tools available to the staff. Consider the need to highlight the district's EdTech tool review process for new hires and as a component of professional development. Consider how to clarify to employees where they can direct questions regarding EdTech tools, both those approved for use and those that teachers wish to be considered for classroom use. Leaders in Education Law, Fagen Friedman Fulfrost is proud to have its eMatters EdTech lead team collaborate with CETPA and Common Sense Education to create and deliver resources to education professionals throughout the state and nation. CETPA is a nonprofit member organization dedicated to foster a spirit of innovation and professional development in its membership, and striving to better the public education system with ongoing support to members that meet the technological needs of their district's instructional program. Membership information and resources can be found at cetpa.net. Endorsed by Common Sense Education. Visit Common Sense Graphite at www.graphite.org to discover high-quality digital tools for the classroom.